Hi guys, happy Monday. I'm here to talk all about Pinterest marketing today. If you know me at all, you know that I love Pinterest. I'm obsessed with Pinterest. I have a Pinterest package that is my most popular offering. But I don't talk too much about Pinterest with you guys because it's more something that like I do behind the scenes for my clients, but I get so many questions that I finally decided to do a couple of trainings about Pinterest. So tomorrow also I have a free Pinterest training that you definitely don't want to miss out on. I have the link over here ish if you want to go ahead and sign up for that. It's going to be really good. It's all about how to get clients with Pinterest. But I also wanted to do this training that is more basic for some of you who maybe are just getting started with Pinterest. You haven't really used Pinterest for your business before, and you're kind of wondering like, what is this whole Pinterest marketing thing? How can I use it for my business? So if that sounds like you, then I'm excited to jump into today's training and hopefully help you out a little bit. So I'm just going to get right into it because I have a lot of things that I want to cover. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is make sure that you switch over to a business profile. So this is really similar to Instagram, how you can have like a personal account or you can have a business account. Pinterest, it's the same thing. So you're either going to want to create a business account from scratch, and only do this if you like don't have a Pinterest account at all. If you have a personal account, even if you've never used it for business, I would recommend switching that one to a business one over creating a new business one from scratch. And this is because the Pinterest algorithm it's like negative towards newer accounts. So it can be harder to gain momentum on a brand new account versus if you've had a personal account for a while and you convert it into business, that one will gain momentum faster even if you've literally never posted anything business on there before. And also don't add a business profile. So you either want to start a business profile from scratch or you want to convert into a business profile. Don't add a business profile. It's just like really confusing in this like weird new feature that they're doing. Just like don't do that because it's weird. Also, so when you're doing that, when you are converting your personal profile over to your business profile, just make sure that all of your personal boards are like archived. So sorry, not archived, or like made private. So you can have private boards on Pinterest that only you can see. And so that's where I put all of my boards that are like recipes, wedding, home decor, like anything that I'm interested in on Pinterest that I still want to save but isn't business related at all or has nothing to do with my brand. Sometimes you can get away with posting stuff that's like semi-unrelated if it's on brand for you, but for me, posting about like home decor is totally not on brand. So, but I really like to save those pins for my personal use. So I just make those as secret boards because nobody really needs to see it besides me. I'm only saving it for myself. So I just made all of those boards secret or private. And then all of the boards that are actually viewable by the public are all of my business boards and all of the group boards that I belong to. So the difference between like a personal board and a group board is a group board is a collaborative effort with multiple people on the board at one time. So I'm not sure if there's like a limit, but sometimes there's like hundreds of people all contributing to one board. And group boards are really great because your personal boards only, like the only people who can see the pins that you pin to your personal boards are the people that follow you. Whereas if you pin to group boards, the people that will see it is all of the people who are on the group board. So it allows you to cast a wider net and reach more people when you post a group board. So I think group boards are a super important part of any Pinterest marketing strategy. And then when it comes to setting up your profile, you might want to update it a little bit, especially if you're converting over from a personal one. You're going to want to use a headshot of yourself and make it as high quality as possible. My headshot for the first couple years of my business was literally just a selfie that I had taken. But I took it with a remote and I used a tripod and it actually looked like sort of professional. So I got away with that for a while until I did actually get professional headshots taken. So it's totally possible for you to have a good photo of yourself that you have taken, or that maybe your husband or somebody in your family or a friend has taken for you. As long as it's bright and you can see your face and it looks presentable in decent quality, that's really all that you need. And then also make sure to add in a bio, add in a link to your website. And then in the settings in the back end, you're also going to want to make sure that you've confirmed your website. Just go into the settings, scroll down somewhere in there, there'll be directions on how to confirm your website, and then also directions on how to set up rich pins. So you're going to want to do both of those things. And then for your boards, I did just kind of touch on boards a little bit, but I also just wanted to talk about board descriptions. So when you're creating your boards, your personal boards are the only ones that you can edit the description on. They're your boards. Just make sure that in the board description, it's just a couple of sentences that maybe bring out a couple of keywords. But I see a lot of people out there who have group board descriptions that's just a bunch of words. I call it keyword soup, graphic design, graphic designer, graphic art. It'll just be a string of keywords that make no sense. This used to be effective back when Pinterest was still sort of a fledgling program and its SEO technology wasn't very good, but now it has really good SEO technology, similar to Google. And so similar to Google, you can't do that in a blog post and rank on Google anymore, although you used to be able to do that maybe 15 years ago or 20 years ago. So same thing with Pinterest boards. In your board descriptions, you're going to want to put actual sentences that describe what the board is, but you can include some SEO keyword phrases in there. And then with your actual pins, same thing with those pin descriptions. Don't do keyword soup. You don't have to do sentences necessarily. I usually do the title of my blog post, the title of my business, add in a couple of hashtags, and you're good to go. Hashtags on Pinterest it's weird. They used to have hashtags and then they got rid of hashtags and now hashtags are back. So hashtags on Pinterest are actually a thing. And you can easily just search around and see what hashtags other people are using and then use those on your pins. And then just be pinning your content all the time, but also mix it up with other people's content. So I call this curated content. This is content from other people that would also be of interest to your audience. Especially with group boards, those are a great place to find content to pin, and they're always really appreciative of you. If you're sharing to a board and then you're also repinning stuff from that board, it's kind of this give and take that you're gonna want to do in order to be a good group board member that everybody likes. And it's also just a really easy way to find content to pin. Also, when you're creating your own personal pins, you're going to want to use a Pinterest graphic. I'm sure you know what this looks like. It's a vertical image, and the best aspect ratio is 2:3, so taller than it is wide. I think that the pixels that are best, it's 735 by 1102 or something like that, off the top of my head. But you can easily just go into Canva and pick their Pinterest template, that the size template that they have, and that's the perfect size. You can make them slightly taller or slightly shorter, but the ones that do the best overall are the ones that are exactly 2:3. And I like to make sure that you always put a text overlay on the image. So you're going to want to have some type of background image and then text on top. Text would be like your blog post title or some sort of engaging headline that makes people want to click on your pin and check out whatever content you're promoting. And also make sure to include like your URL or an image of your logo on the post, and stick with your general brand guidelines like your fonts and your colors so that you're always having that like brand awareness. And then lastly, I just want to touch on analytics. I think that a lot of people kind of overlook this, but Pinterest's analytics are actually really good. And you're also going to want to be watching your Google Analytics as well. So Google Analytics is like the best one for tracking all the activity that happens on your website, and it'll show you in the referral traffic section how much you're getting from Pinterest every month. And so just kind of keep track of that and make sure that it's either steadily performing or that it's going up, whatever your goals are over time. And then you can kind of see like if it's dipping down, maybe you need to change up your strategy or do something different. And also just know, like, yeah, you should be tracking your stats, but Pinterest is a long game. So similar to SEO, which is like another organic type of strategy that you can do, it's all about building that momentum. So you need to like gain a presence on Pinterest. In over time, it becomes more and more powerful. It like builds upon itself. So the longer you've been on Pinterest, the longer you've been consistent, the more traffic that you will get. Like I get more traffic now from Pinterest than I ever did. And it's always just keeps going up, which is awesome. But I think sometimes when you're just getting started with Pinterest, it can be a little overwhelming, and it can also be a little disheartening if you're expecting like a ton of traffic right out of the gate. That just doesn't really happen with anything unless you're throwing a bunch of money at paid ads. But Pinterest can be a really great organic way to get traffic and leads. So I mean, it's basically like free, right? So it does take a little bit longer than paid ads, but you can get really high quality traffic and leads from Pinterest. I highly recommend putting some effort towards it because it honestly doesn't take that long to do. And once you have a system down that you're repeating like every week or every month or however often you go on Pinterest, it builds upon itself, and eventually after a couple of months you're really going to start to notice a difference in your traffic and your leads. You're going to get more clients. I get a really large amount of my clients directly from Pinterest, which is awesome, and so I know how powerful of a tool that it can be. And in tomorrow's training I'm going to go into even more detail on how to get clients from Pinterest, how that actually works. So definitely go ahead and make sure that you're signed up for tomorrow's training. It's going to be really, really good, and I'm so excited to see you guys there. Just let me know if anybody watching, if you have any questions about Pinterest marketing, but if not, I'm going to hop off, but you can always email me at hello@morenanamias.com and I'll answer any questions that you have, or you can leave a comment on this video and I'll make sure to respond. Thank you so much, you guys.